Attention. Welcome to the Astronomy Club meeting. I hope everybody has had a chance to get a piece of cake or is planning to get a piece of cake because there's a lot of it, and we don't want a repeat of the whole make the officers eat all the sweets that were left over from the first meeting
that was mean.
incident. That was just really mean, so eat the cake.
Lauren was okay with it.
This will be another relatively short meeting, and there is another meeting in here at 5 today, just this week, but be aware of that. The next upcoming event, if somebody could please close the door, is a movie night this Friday at 6 p.m. It will probably be in this room. It might be up in N450 instead, but it will be in this building. Nobody reserves rooms at 6 o'clock on a Friday night, so we're good. Except for us, apparently.
We're the cool people.
Because we are the cool people. The movie is Dino Croc versus Super Gator. I promise it's bad.
I'm still taking in the title.
I seem to remember that the plot is they have a genetically engineered cross between a dinosaur and a crocodile, and it escapes, so the logical conclusion is to release the super engineered alligator because they're natural enemies and they will totally take care of each other.
Wait, this movie has a plot?
Did that sound like plot to you?
Use the word. Okay.
Sharktopus had a plot. Why shouldn't this one?
I think that's, unless I'm remembering a different Sci-Fi Channel creature horror genetic engineering flick, which is entirely possible. Anyhow, it's just go off the name. I promise you, it's hilarious and bad.
Probably has action sequences.
It depends on what you count as action. Frisbee and hiking. We'll have hiking in October up in the mountains. It'll still be warmish down here, although I don't know. The weather's doing something different this year, so maybe October will be actually like beautiful. And we'll have Frisbee later in the semester. I'll announce the October hiking date next week probably. And game nights we don't have any scheduled, but if anybody wants to request one, we can always do one of those as well. AAS. I want to have a meeting next week with everybody who wants to go, which is to say everyone who has informed me they want to go. This meeting is mandatory. You have to either come or give me a really good reason why you can't. This is partly a planning meeting. We need to settle some logistics before we request money. This is partly just to get you guys some more information about the conference itself, and a general cost estimate of how much it'll cost all of you, based on what we think we'll get from ASUA. And for those of you who are submitting abstracts, abstract submissions are due on October 1st, which I am sorry to say is less than 2 weeks away. I know. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm very surprised. And if you have not yet registered for the conference or signed up to volunteer, and to sign up to volunteer you have to email somebody listed on the website. Please do that right away. If you want to become a junior member and you need help finding nominating signatures, or you have any questions about the junior membership form, send me an email or talk to me after this meeting. We'll be fine. And I'm not, trying to scare the crap out of you with this mandatory meeting, but it's something we need to do. I want to make sure I know who's going. I want to make sure I know all of you as people. Like, I can put names to faces. So we need to have this meeting. I'll send out a doodle poll. I'm not going to schedule it arbitrarily and then have half of you be SOL when you have class at the time. Like, it's fine. But please answer the poll as soon as possible so we can get this meeting set up. That's almost all of the new news this week. Projects. Exoplanet project is ongoing and we'll be meeting again this week. The Binocular Telescope project has meetings on Mondays at 1.
A little note about that. Some people can't make it past 1, so I have it going from 12:30 to 1:30. So
Okay.
people who can't make it until 1 can still be there, but people who have to leave at 1 can still come at 12:30 and get all the information they need. And the first one this coming Monday.
Okay. And for those of you who don't know, that's Blythe Gvenin in charge of the Small Binocular Telescope project. talk to him if you're interested in joining. Outreach group will have its first meeting today at 5 p.m. in the Astronomy Club office. We'll be discussing general outreach events, certain activities, things we want to do this semester, and also Girl Scouts who have invited us to participate in an event. It's actually 2 Saturdays, October 13th and November 3rd. You can come for one or both if you're interested. The morning is going to be sort of stations, so you'll have different groups of girls coming around in the morning, and then in the afternoon they'll choose a subject that they want to study more in depth. So the stations will be like biology and astronomy and maybe computer science and chemistry, and then in the afternoon whoever is interested in astronomy can come back for a longer period at the astronomy table booth thing. So we're very excited to be doing that. That sounds like a lot of fun. But we'll need to plan that today. Radio Project had a meeting yesterday, and we're getting the source list hammered out. Next week's meeting will be a discussion of radio telescopes and how radio telescopes work. So they don't work quite the same way as an optical telescope does. Not, significantly different, but you have to take Gaussian beams into account. You have to calibrate them differently. And I'd encourage all of you to attend that, if for no better reason than that it's really cool and interesting to see that light does weird stuff depending on the wavelength. Membership, if you have not yet paid your dues, please pay them. See CT to pay your dues. And if you haven't filled out the membership form, please do that soon as well. And that's everything related to us. There's an amateur radio club at the U of A, which I didn't know about until this week. But they have meetings on Wednesdays today, which means there will be one today. They meet at 6 o'clock in the old engineering building, room number 303. I don't know where the old engineering building is, but I'm sure you can look it up.
It's right next to the student union.
Okay.
Oh.
West?
Just west?
To the opposite and cardinal direction of the. It's not on this side, so you never on. It's on the other side.
It's on the other side.
It's opposite to the CHLS building.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Sorry. So, all right, right next to the student union, west side, opposite of Chavez. Okay. So if anybody's interested in that, they've asked me to announce the club meeting to you all. So if anybody's interested in amateur radio, go ahead and attend that meeting. They're having a meeting. They're the ones meeting here at 5, but I think that's a different thing. So the actual club meeting will be 6 o'clock in Old Engineering, number 303. There's no research presentation today. Next week I'll be presenting my REU project, which is physical temperature measurements of L1551 from ammonia emission. L1551 is a dark cloud, somewhat like what we're studying in the radio project. And it's very cold, and ammonia emission is really awesome, but somewhat hard to trace because this cloud is so cold. Does anybody else have any announcements, questions, comments, concerns?
Is there a way to at all be involved with the radio project if we can't make the meetings?
Yes. We'll have a couple of observing runs that you're welcome to come on, and we can, well, it's Yancey, so we'll probably go over the whole subject matter again anyway. But other than that, talk to Mandy and talk to Yancey and see if there's a way we can get you the information without you attending the meeting.
But I seem to be on the mailing list because I received
The source lists.
Source list,
Yeah.
So you'll get any information about observing runs, which aren't during the meeting time. They'll be like on weekends.
Okay.
So we'll send out any information about that to that list. So you'll be informed.
Okay. All right. Please have some cake.